Did you know that in our county, people sleep in their cars because they can't find jobs to support themselves? There are children who go to school with your children that have to live in motels that cost so much that their working parents can never save enough money to put a deposit on an apartment. Many elderly have nowhere affordable to live as their finances dwindle. Financial crisis can happen to any family at any time, leaving them homeless. But we can do something about this. I'm Penny Haynes, the Director of Koinonia Communities. Our purpose is to house, feed, clothe, train, and minister to the homeless and the low income. We will do this by providing permanent, transitional, and emergency housing in a private campground environment. Most importantly, the rent from the residences will be used to quickly pay off the land, and then will create a surplus of funds that can be used to help our residents put down a down payment on an apartment or a utility bill, help other nonprofits, and build additional villages. All we have to do is build it, and it will become self-sufficient. Now, this would be an overwhelming endeavor if we had to figure this all out on our own. However, there is a nonprofit in Austin, Texas, that has already created permanent housing for the disabled, chronically homeless in this manner. Their success rate for their residents remaining in their housing is over 80%, and they are providing us with all of the information we need to duplicate and build on their template, including sharing all of their architectural plans. The scope of our village will be wider than that of Austin, which has 1,000 homeless people. Our population without permanent housing is about 350 each year, with 100 of those living without shelter. So we will provide approximately 200 RVs and tiny cabins at a low cost to people who either need a permanent place to live due to age or disability, or who need a place to temporarily regroup and rebuild their lives due to financial crisis. We will also provide a separate shelter for overnight emergencies. Residents will be required to volunteer with Koinonia in order to obtain reduced room and board, similar to how other nonprofits work. In Cherokee County, no one can live in a campground for more than 30 days unless they are permanent staff. So anyone who remains for more than 30 days must volunteer on a full or part-time basis, depending on their work schedule, to maintain the village, care for the residents, and meet the needs of the outside community. All residents will also be required to take a budgeting and finance class and have the opportunity for vocational and educational training. We will provide counseling, recovery meetings, and other social services as necessary. We have already located a potential property in Waleska. It already has a building that can be renovated to serve as our first transition house, which at full capacity will cover the monthly mortgage for the land. It has 26.5 acres with several acres of unbuildable land fed by a stream and creek that is perfect for our farming needs. It also has a large cleared area to be able to place the RVs, cabins, and community buildings like a kitchen, chapel, and clinic on site. And this brings us to you. Not everyone will be called to this ministry, but there are those of you listening to my voice whose hearts are pounding because God has already given you part of this vision. You have wanted to do something for the homeless and low income, but felt helpless because you were only one, and the need was so great. However, there isn't only one anymore. People are coming together and being raised up to accomplish this very goal, and it is your opportunity to be a part of it now. In order to begin, we will need people to help us raise the money to buy and prepare the land. That is why we are looking for 100 individuals, organizations or businesses, or groups of people to each give or raise $1,000. Maybe you can give $1,000 out of your business or your own finances. Or maybe you can find 10 people who will donate $100 each. If this is you, if you are called to this vision, then please find our representative who will give you a business card and information on how you can bring shelter, food, practical help, and hope to the people living in your community. Go to our website to learn the details of our plans and see videos of Austin's Village in action. You have the opportunity and ability to do this. It's your turn to make a difference.